Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How are you, bro?
Good, how are you?
Very good. Very good.
Doing good, everything great?
Been up since 5:30, so pretty good.
Yeah, I had a runner on GJ, but then I closed it early, I think, but it was still good.
You closed it this morning?
Yeah, I closed it this morning. I took it in Asian session.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, bro.
Congrats, sir.
Thanks.
GG is still going. Can you get an entry?
Hello guys, how are we doing?
Good, good, how are you?
Yeah, caught some sweet pips off GJ this morning.
Yeah, GJ ran great. It ran pretty good.
Yeah, I think the weekly's now bullish as well, isn't it? So all time frames are bullish.
Yes. Yep, we're approaching some sort of resistance here.
133.94.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about yesterday as well. Now it's coming up to this area. This is a nice strong resistance here at 133, 900, 950, and 134. But also good in a way that it's creating a high. Because once the high is made, price is going to come down, create some sort of support, and then retest the high. So I guess I'm going to be looking for buys here on GJ.
Morning, Roger.
Hey, good morning.
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 Is it Cavell?
No, it's Carlo.
Okay, Carlo. Yeah, Carlo. I caught that Euro New Zealand as well. Actually, that drop.
Yeah, you stay away from it, or
Nah, I caught it, bro. I just
you
saw
caught it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Nice.
jumped in. I did a straight like warrior move, man. Nah, I caught that Euro New Zealand. Easy, Chris.
Stay away from it now, though, for sure.
Yeah, I'm off. I just jumped in when it was just breaking that support.
Yeah.
Morning.
Hey, good morning.
What's up?
Morning.
Roger, London session been killing it.
It ain't been too bad, man. It was a bit slow this morning. Some options on EN, but GJ worked well. Just I see, Rakeel, you had earlier buys, right? Yeah, good work, man.
Yeah, in the morning I took buys at around 318.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But then
yeah,
I closed at 5 pips.
Yeah, I've just done the same. I just took 8 pips and then 9
Yeah.
pips, and that's just like I'm out.
Did you leave a runner, Chris?
Yeah, I've got to run it, mate. Yeah, it's all at break even. So
Ooh.
Nice.
although
Yeah.
I literally just kind of went on. I think you did the same thing, but kind of as that one broke there, kind of that.
Yeah. I just took
Right.
it quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the only play I could see right now for me. Just a quick one, just to see if we can get any further, but do the job.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go to 134 here.
Yeah, it's a pretty sensible level. I think if we can get above that though, we're back in the same play area up to like 34,400 levels again. That's like the top level of my zones, which is where we'd like to be. But again, it's that push move again towards the end of London into this again. Same thing, Monday, Tuesday. We do the same thing again today.
Oh, nice. See, this is what I like. These are the trades I really enjoy. Once this candle forms like this and the next one starts to break the high. Because once it starts to break the high, then I know, okay, yeah, it's going to continue moving hard.
Hmm.
Would love to see it come down, create support, and then take more buys going up. Since last week, we've just had buys on GJ.
All buy
Straight buys on GJ.
except yesterday.
All right. What's this chart over here? Nice. Okay, so when you send charts like this, we don't talk about in the past. We talk about what's happening currently. You know, currently it's bullish. There's no selling confirmations. I mean, I don't think, even if you're trying to buy, it gets really tricky because we're approaching a strong zone here, which is like 20 pips away max. I want to see a retracement, create a support, and then continue up.
That would be the best scenario.
Yes. Because what I'm looking for here today is basically price had created a high. Maybe it's going to make a higher high or whatever. But then this is going to be retracement. Price will create a support and then it will continue up to retest the high. And this move going up will be my buy today. Are you guys done or you just started? Yeah, we just started 6 minutes ago. Really controlled myself over there.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Morning. Yeah, 15 created a nice base, so I'm hoping it would create some support right at the base.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll be good. Gold is ranging, obviously, waiting for NFP here. Look at that. Gold fell down from a big range here to another range. NFP tomorrow, big day. Oh wow, look at that retracement on GJ. Come on. Now all we gotta see is wait for GJ to create a support, and with NY open, we should continue moving up. What was this move up from anyway? Was this some news?
I'm not sure. It just kind of came out of nowhere, to be honest. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything, but we
No.
did pretty much range the whole of London.
Yeah, that's kind of what
Uh,
it was like the breakout part towards the end. So we had Monday, Tuesday. It kind of ranges, does nothing, and then it starts to get that push towards the end of our stream into kind of now.
Yeah, exactly.
We did that 3 days, and then we had the same yesterday, but then it was like a downside push, same type of thing.
We had a medium news for GDP. That's why I think it's pushing up.
Medium.
Yeah, not so high, but just medium news.
Mm.
And it
Okay.
was quite well. You know, it's just like previous
Yeah.
number. You see this number right now. It's just like that's why this is how I think. Like the people said, yeah, it's good number. Let's buy.
Mhm.
I think this is something like what the push up more in London.
Sensible idea.
The small lot challenge is really inspiring. What are you risking percentage wise? It's not about percentage. Like I'm trading that on my same account. I'm risking $200 to $300 a day. So that's my risk. $200 to $300 a day. Did I do something wrong here? Oh, someone sent a chart. Let's take a look here. No idea what this is. There's no labeling, so I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do this early in the morning. I think you entered a buy here. Price went in profits. You didn't secure profit, so you paid the price of having a stop loss. That's what happened. Oh, we got Daniel Savage here. Hey, Daniel, if you want to come on the mic, let me know. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, man.
Question on AUD CAD. All right. Let's take a look here. We're going to take a look at this, and then we're going to take a look at how you could have taken a buy on GJ. What's this? Simple question. Why do you get these large freakouts? Oh, this is just news events, or something must have happened here. Yeah, I think you need to look at the news of what was happening with AUD CAD in this moment, because I don't trade AUD CAD, so I have no idea. But if you were to ask me a question on GJ, man, I could talk about GJ all day long. So looking at GJ here in the 15 minute, this was when price broke through this resistance here. So you could have gotten in on this candle right here, having a stop below this wick right over here. Because now when you look left, you see there's a clean wick and there's also some sort of a resistance right over here.
Yeah.
And the reason this should be a good base, because now when you look left, this is where the clean range starts between 133,600 and 134. Look at this clean candle here to the left.
30 minutes looks more better.
Yeah, let's go to 30
Yeah,
minutes.
that's candle right here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now price needs to make some sort of a support here, or even though if it makes a support down over here, that's perfect. I'm going to look for buys on GJ.
I think after the push up, it's need to be a bit breathe. You know, just like price go retrace and then go on. Hello?
Your mic is low.
Me?
Yeah, what about it?
I talk so loudly, that's why.
Wow, gold is just stuck. Gold will have a huge move tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big day for gold. Imagine
No,
this
it's not
weekly.
better.
Yeah, what's that?
I said now it's better. You can hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. Imagine this
Okay,
weekly flips bullish on gold. That'll be nuts. Bad NFP numbers, weekly flips bullish. Could have a 200, 300 pip stop. Mr. Raja, do you have a plan for 2000 and for this the same I risk 200? You're risking. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think if someone's going to be planning to trade NFP tomorrow, I think your focus should be on maybe putting aside a percentage of your account and trade that on NFP. Because I can guarantee you 100%, if people here try to trade NFP, there's a very, very high chance you will blow your account. You will lose, if not blow, you will lose a major percentage of your account.
Oh my god.
You know, it's statistically proven on Fridays, majority of people lose big portions of their accounts. Can you have a look? Let's take a look here. Oh, wrong chart. Alright, so see now the candles are closing side by side on 15 minute. This means they are consolidating right now. They're ranging. You know, so might want to see a bullish candle forming here, maybe in the 15 minute. I'll see what happens, but ideally, I would want to see a 30-minute candle closing bullish, and then the next 30-minute, I can take a buy to go up to 134. Alright, what's this chart here? Euro New Zealand. Price broke support zone. Price created a low. If this candle closed bearish below minor resistance, then take a sell. Yeah, looks good. I think there's a support form right over here too, so you better keep that in mind as well. Oh, I think the 5-minute already created that
Oh yeah, I know.
base to continue up.
Yeah. Damn.
It's okay. Gotta wait for our confirmations, you know.
Would have been just a quick in and out though. Not holding.
Oh, what's this? GU kind of broke previous this. Okay, they're taking a sell on GU. I think the trend is bullish. You should wait for a support to be formed to take a buy.
Good luck.
But I think if this works out, perfect. What made you choose Vantage? I don't know. My buddy was using Vantage, so I was like, okay, I'll probably open an account there as well. Watch this. Resistance being made. Support broken, low created. Euro GBP going down. Yeah, I think the strength in pound is going to push Euro GBP further down. Pound is strong today. Look at that push from this morning. Boom, 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 boom. If you try to trade NFP tomorrow, you will lose your entire account. Is this dude serious? Well, I think you took that statement based on the narrative you wanted to have. That's why you're saying stuff like that. Pat Cassidy. Alright, what's this chart? Oh, I think you're looking for buys over here. But a little bit of labeling would have been helpful. Why is pound strong today? You know, I'm not sure. I was reading through all the news. I couldn't find anything here in the news here. There was practically not much that happened during London. There was no news, nothing, except for this one here, 0.8 nationwide HPI. I mean, it wouldn't really affect it. But I guess it was just price action here. So we'll have to wait and see. Gotta wait for price to create a support so we can continue moving up. But if a support is formed, then we can also look for sells too, because if the support breaks, then obviously it's going to come down. So keep that in mind.
Every day this week we've had, even though we had a big pull down yesterday, we've always had some bullish momentum from about 8:30 onwards, UK time, sorry, on GJ, and it's the same again today. So all week, even after that big drop, we kind of got some bullish momentum after. Just something we've been noticing every time, which kind of comes out of nowhere, news or not.
Yeah, sometimes momentum in GJ just comes out. So.
Yep.
Right. What's this chart here? So many ideas come through in the morning. What's this? Oh, nice. People love showing winning trades, man. Someone show a losing trade. Waiting for a support retest then to go long. Yeah, I'm waiting for some sort of a support to be formed. Like, I mean, this hour is about to close. If you look at the 1 hour candle is closing bullish here. It's closing above this support area, 133,600. 30-minute also rejecting that area, kind of closing like a rejection, but still bearish. 15-minute is also closing in 8 minutes, so gotta wait to see how it closes. Okay, what's this chart here? Break and retest. Yeah, I think this candle, as it came down, even on the 15-minute, you could have closed your trade. I think most people, what they do is they see price coming to the stop loss. They see confirmations that price is not going to go up, but they still hold and price hits their stop. So I think you should start working on, instead of letting price hit your full stop loss, start to work on, okay, what can I see happening that's telling me that, okay, price is now going to come down and hit my stop loss. So I would have closed as this candle was breaking the low of the previous 30-minute candle. Okay, what's this? GJ, 30-minute. If it break resistance, look for a buy. Yep, that looks good. Looks good in the books. So yeah, could be the target here. What's this? GJ. Looking for a break above 134. Perfect. Yeah, I think if we break above 134, we're gonna go up there. Just a matter of waiting right now. Instead of taking impulse entries, it's better to just wait. It's better to miss a move rather than take an impulse move and then hope for the best. What's this here? Strong bullish candle, took a buy. I don't think this is a losing trade, man. This is a winning trade. Why does it take years to get in the profit skills? I think it's not about how long it takes to get in the profit skills. It's all about how early you can get disciplined. That's what it is. Like, you have to focus on that, how early you can get disciplined, because like a lot of times what people do is they'll take a trade, the trade will last maybe 5-10 minutes, and then they'll take another trade and another trade and another trade. So after you take 3 trades, you start falling into this cycle of overtrading. You know, and once you fall into the cycle of overtrading, it's bad. And everyone can agree on that. Oh yeah, overtrading is bad, but you still do it. You know, like, you all know overtrading is bad, but still do it. Just gotta stop doing it. Can you learn us a little bit? Can you learn us a little bit about emotions if you still get Is it paid if you place a trade? No, not really. Because when you understand how much you're risking in a given day, then I don't think emotions should be there. Like, I mean, okay, so if this candle starts to close bullish, I might be looking into to take a buy, having a stop below this here, and I know my risk is going to be around $50. And then I'm going to ask myself, am I okay with losing $50 in hopes to gain, like come up over here 50 and then more like around 100? Am I okay with losing $50? So you have to ask yourself that question every time you take a trade. Because once you're okay with losing that certain amount, then there should be no room for emotions in the trade.
I'll be right back.
Okay, take care. See you soon. What confirmations do you look for before entering a trade? Well, I'm just looking for this candle to close.
Good ones.
Yeah, Chris, looks good.
So I was kind of talking to myself at the same time. I was thinking, yeah, it's got potential. I can do the kitchen challenge in a bit, by the way. That's awesome.
Oh, yes.
That's so funny. Did you see that somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that somewhere else, or did you
TikTok.
come up with that? Ah, I get you. All right. Cool.
Hey,
TikTok.
Rakeel, we'll do the kitchen challenge, but I feel like I'm too strong and I'll break the cupboard doors, so...
Yeah, that's what my wife thought too. She's like, what are you doing down there?
Oh, I was wondering if I had enough.
I'm
I was
banging.
wondering if I had enough cupboards.
Banging on the kitchen cabinets.
The first time I watched it without the sound. I was like, why is this guy just banging doors? Like, is he okay?
Same as that.
And then I heard the Phil Collins behind it. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's clever, man. I was just saying, I was like, right, I've got to count how many cupboards have I got. I was like, have I got enough? Am I gonna have to do one twice?
That was funny, to be honest. Good morning,
Yeah,
by
it's
the
good.
way.
Morning. Yours is good too, dude. That's good.
Thanks.
Raja, does the new hour make a difference to you on whether you open the trade there or wait for 30-minute support? Well, I think the 15 minutes closing bullish, so it's going to be a good idea in my head to take a buy over here and to aim for 133 or even aim for like 134. But have to wait to see how this 4-hour candle closes. Oh, this 15-minute candle closes. Because the 30-minute is still closing bearish, so you gotta be cautious.
Say, we're waiting a long time for that 4-hour.
Yeah.
Would you rather see a 30-minute close, Rakeel?
No, I just said that I just wanted to close 15-minute here to close like a strong bullish candle, and then we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think this is an impulse. I think you need to wait for the candle to close. Gold chart. We're not analyzing gold here today because gold is ranging. So everyone save your gold charts for tomorrow. Oh, we have a winner today. Nice, I can finally pay my internet bill now. Perfect. My internet bill is paid for the month. Yeah, I'm done for today. You know the fun. Oh, okay. So see the 15-minute candle. It closed like a weak bullish candle. So there is no way I'm taking a buy over here. 15 minutes.
No.
Yeah. Man, you know when people send me tips on YouTube, I still don't know where this money goes.
Goes
Like
to your,
I looked
doesn't it?
at. Yeah, please go ahead first, please.
Sorry. Doesn't it just go to your account?
Yeah, that's what I'm. No, because
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think because I haven't seen mine yet either.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes. I mean, I checked my PayPal. It's not over there. I've been checking everywhere. It's not. I have no idea where it goes.
I think I know where it goes, but I don't think I've set mine up.
Disappointed to you, Rakeel and Chris.
No, I don't think I've set mine up.
That's why we have Google for you. Google where it goes. Disappointing you boys.
See, that's how important it is. It's just like I see it, but I don't know where it goes. I think it's going to be like a Google account thing, but I haven't set anything up yet.
Oh, what's this? Oh, nice. Winning gold pay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make coffee. I don't like GJ now.
You know something as well. A lot of the pairs have just opened up today, yesterday, as for the new monthly candle. So if you gotta kind of keep in mind that although some of the prices or some of the pairs have set up and pushed down to make bottom wicks, sometimes those bottom wicks might not be validated, so they might need to come back and test the lows one more time before moving up. Because a lot of pairs like GBP USD, a lot of the AUD pairs, a lot of the New Zealand pairs, they were at historic lows like 2 weeks ago. Like they haven't reached those kind of lows in 10, 12, 15 years. So the fact that they reached those lows and they've pushed up now doesn't mean that for the next month it's just going to be straight bulls. So you got to kind of wait and be patient, like Ricky was saying. Wait for confirmations and support. Don't just be trying to pull up a chart and then smash buys. Because the way I'm looking at the charts right now is it's NFP tomorrow and it's going to be super volatile. So it's going to be liquidity grabs before NFP and probably in Asian tonight. Then there's going to be NFP, and then next week when the dust settles, that's when you'll get the market actually making its full move. So today is not really the time to be entering a big trade. People crazy, man.
I think if you can still see a support forming here, you can have a very good trade. Because like you're right about the monthly, but monthly has like hundreds of 30-minute candles.
Yeah, for your short-term players, it's fine, I think.
Yeah.
But to get in like a bigger play, I think you're right, T. 100%. I'm thinking the same thing myself.
Yeah, same, Chris.
I'll watch that video too in a bit, mate. Cheers.
Which video? Oh, right, yeah.
I haven't looked yet.
Rakeel already watched it.
Oh, is it? I'll go and have a look now.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
That's just like, yeah. Just watch it, Chris. Let me know.
Salute from Egypt, Mr. Raja. Thank you for your hard work and help. Yeah, it's pretty hard to click a button over here. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. No, it is. What do you mean? Are you guys fast? God damn. Got 1,500 people watching you every day, judging you, copying you. God damn. Yesterday was hilarious. I took a trade, hit stop loss, and then I saw 10 messages one by one. Stop loss, hit stop loss, hit stop loss.
No way.
Yeah. That happened yesterday. I'm like, whoa.
It's crazy.
Yeah, see, so now this is awesome here. GJ has created a high over here. This is a high created. It broke this, whatever mini support that was, it broke it coming down. So now we're looking left to see that, okay, maybe if it's going to respect this area, we need to see a candle closing bullish here, somewhere over here. That bullish candle will give me confirmation that now I can take a buy and we can continue. So just waiting. Because we get paid to wait. Hey Raja, when to differentiate between whether to look at 15-minute or 30-minute? Well, tainted minds, if you look at the 15-minute here, it closed a weak bullish candle. So obviously it does not mean it's a buy. Obviously you can just look at it and say, okay, well, logically this closed like a weak bullish candle, so it doesn't make sense for the next one to go up. You would need a strong bullish candle. So it's a lot of trial and error and watching the same things happen over and over again. I think when you see certain things happen over and over again, it takes about 2 to 3 months for you to really understand that, oh, okay, this makes sense now. It's called that aha moment, that aha moment. It's not going to come to you within a week or within 2-3 weeks, within a month. It's going to take 3-4 months for you to understand that, oh, okay, this is the aha moment, provided you've been disciplined for those 2-3 months. How to differentiate between 15-minute and 30-minute? Well, I just explained it, Benny. Mr. Benny. Will you still trade if you get corona or take it easy for a few days? I'm not sure how that affects the way you talk.
Fuck off, who said it?
Yep. Just what he said.
Yeah, if you get coronavirus,
My
and
mom
you're
and dad got infected with corona. It's been a week now, but they are fine. So I'm getting pissed off when people give you something to get corona or something.
What?
I said my mom and dad got infected last week with corona, but they are fine. They are in a mild condition. So I'm getting pissed off when I hear anyone saying that you have to get corona, or if you get corona, it's going to happen, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but that don't mean that there's not been any fatalities from it. I know of people personally who have dropped from it, so it is to
Same,
be
yeah.
taken seriously still.
Yeah, I've known a lot of people who've died from it.
Have you guys had a regular job in the past? What made you leave your job and start trading? I never left my job to start trading. I actually was making pretty good money when I started trading. I started trading as a hobby, because in the position I was working maybe 2 hours in the day, and then I was just managing our agents. We had a sales agency, and in that downtime, I wanted to do something. I started to learn Forex. And then we're here. How can trading be a hobby? Well, just like watching porn is a hobby, and collecting stamps is a hobby, and trading is the same thing. It's the same concept. Everybody's different. So if you look on the daily here in GJ, still bullish, rejecting down over there. Looking on the 4 hour came up to the same area, kind of rejecting, coming down. 4 hour has 2 hours left to close, so we'll see what happens on these 2 hours. 1 hour has rejected that area there as well. It's coming down. I think it's correcting this move up for some reason. It does seem like. We'll have to wait to see what happens here. I'm specifically looking for buys on GJ, so I'm going to be looking for a support to be formed. Because if I was looking for sells, obviously I missed the sells. Oh, this would have been nice sells here. 17.20 tip stop, and yeah, it's gonna wait. Were you a popular kid in high school? I think I was. Uh, yeah, I think I was.
Do you play any sports in high school, Rakeel?
Yeah, we used to play rugby.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, I played rugby for 12 years.
Do you get like some serious injury or something?
Yeah, I broke my collarbone and dislocated my shoulder once.
Damn. Well, that's cool though that you played rugby.
Oh yeah, man. It's awesome. Like when my brother would head into fights, my younger brother, he would always call me. So we'd be at the ground and we just say, okay, yo, let's go. So we all just go.
So I bet you know how to tackle someone.
Yeah.
So I know that I don't have to mess with you.
There's people that have broken necks before in rugby. Rugby is serious, man.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a tough sport.
Yeah, I've seen people break their necks before. It's crazy.
Yeah, there are ways to, take a tackle. There are ways to like tackle somebody too. It's just like trading, right? There's a way to lose money. Some people just don't know how to lose money the same way some people don't know how to take a good tackle. Man, we had this one guy, he broke his leg and we heard the crack. It was so loud, we're like, oh, that does not sound good. Do you ever try to pick up chicks at... No, I don't do that stuff. I'm past that age of picking up chicks. Am I correct by saying in 30-minute time frame we look for breakouts, at 15 minutes we look for entries? I think you're correct. I think what I'm basically looking for, I would particularly want a candle to close bullish on the 30-minute and then take a buy. That would be a perfect trade in my eyes. Can you give a quick look on GC? Alex, you need to post a chart. You haven't posted charts in a while, so you need to post a chart. Alright, what's this? What does this candle mean to you? This candle means it tried to come down and went up. That's basically what this candle means.
Hasn't even closed yet.
Yeah, it hasn't even closed yet. Let's take a look here. Let's look at 15. Ooh. Yeah, it's pretty fishy. I mean, if you could get a bullish candle closing, there's a very high chance it can break these highs right here. But let's wait and see. When a candle wick too big for you to enter, even it breaks support. Yes. How do you determine your bias when you open a chart? Excellent question by Patrick Russell. So basically, when you come, so let's say we came to this chart, right? Let's say we wake up and we come to this chart. We're like, oh shit, okay, let's look at GJ. Let's try to find a trade on GJ. Perfect. So you come to this chart, look at the daily. You're like, okay, daily candle is bullish, and you look at the weekly for some reason. You're like, okay, weekly candle's in the middle of something over there. Yeah, it's just in the middle, but it does seem like it could continue up because the previous one was bullish. It could continue to 136. So let's see what happens here on the daily. Daily is bullish. You look at the 4 hour, you're like, okay, 4 hour is also kind of bullish. It's bullish forming right now. It's approaching this area where 4-hour candles rejected before. So let's take a look at what's happening on the 1 hour, because right now what we can see is trend is bullish here on these based on the previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-hour candles. You go to the 1 hour time frame, you look at the 1 hour, you're like, okay, perfect. So 1 hour candle is going bearish. So whenever a candle is going bearish, you ask yourself, okay, it's going bearish from a resistance. So now you need to plot out your resistance. You're like, all right, let's plot out our resistance. So let's see where this candle rejected from. And you look left, you're like, okay, well, this candle rejected from this area, so it makes sense it got rejected. So you go to the 30-minute time frame and you need to find some sort of support. Actually, this could be a support right here. So you go to the 30-minute time frame. Now, your bias is bullish because price came up, price created a high, and now it's down over here, right? So when price created a high and now it's down over here, there's an 80% chance that if a support is formed, price will continue up to retest that high. So now you start to measure, okay, how big of a move this is going to be from the market price right over here. This is going to be a 36, 35 pip move. And if there's enough volume, price may continue bullish even to 134, 300. So you're like, okay, perfect. Now I want to see if there's a support formed, because if the support is formed, there's a higher probability price is going to retest the high at 133.900. So that's what I look for then. Just waiting to see if a support is formed and then take a trade.
I didn't ask that question, but I just wanted to say thank you for that explanation on behalf of quite a few people, because I think that made a lot of sense to a lot of us. From maybe one of those questions that I don't think people realise I needed to ask. So thanks for that explanation.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you to Russell over here who asked a very intelligent question. Other people asking about chicks and hobbies and random stuff.
Hey, Rakeel, so how many inches are your biceps?
Almost 16, I think.
Oh, really? That
Yeah.
was a sarcastic question. I was joking. But...
No, I'm proud of my body, man. I think it's 16 inches.
Yes, bro. Yeah. You could start a new niche, biceps and trading, man.
Biceps and pips.
Yeah, biceps and pips.
If you were waiting for a sell, would you wait for resistance to be formed? Yeah, I think resistance was formed over here. So this was the sell. So now I'm just patiently waiting for a support to be formed on GJ to take a buy, because I trade GPJPY and I trade gold. Gold is untradeable, waiting for NFP, so just GJ. What's your trade loss limit? My risk for the day today is $200, which means I can open 4.5 lot positions. I can open 1-2 lot, or I can open whatever the amount, but my risk is $200. So now it depends on me whether I want to use that risk on one trade or I want to divide that risk into 2 trades. So if you're coming to the charts today and you don't know what your risk is, you need to figure that out, how much you're willing to risk today.
They're going full margin buys.
Full margin. All right, what's this? Price made a low, price came back up, resistance formed. Oh, nice. The second entry was good. Beautiful. I traded the GJ sell, but my charts on IC markets, not trading view, I could have explained based on the third touch on 4-hour fib kind of chart link. Yeah, you can send a link here. Like if... Do you think that is a good thought that on daily the yesterday candle had no wick on the bottom, so it's more probable that the price can go up. Yeah, I think so. Like there was a very, very small wick. So when this candle is bullish, it had a small wick at the bottom. This basically means there wasn't enough bearish momentum to even push price down. It just went up. That's all what it means. So it means there's very heavy bullish momentum. What's this? Gold. I'm waiting for 30 minutes to close above this resistance to go long, targeting 1610. But my wait for a news first price bullish. Yep. Yeah, I kind of have the same level here. Based on the 1 hour. This is a very strong resistance here. And you're right, if you break that, easily we can go to 1610. So that is a 100 pip move right here. So now I'm asking myself the question, is this 100 pip move is going to happen today or tomorrow during London session or NFP? That's something we don't know. How do you calculate risk for a small count, let's say $400? To calculate risk on a $400, you go back to the mathematics books you learned in 5th grade, and you go to the chapter of percentage, how to calculate percentages. These are simple mathematic questions. Can't people do math? If you can't do math, why are you even trading? If you have a $400 account, right, and if you want to risk 10%, or let's say 5%, you just do that. Yeah, 0.05. Oh, there you go. You got your answer. $20. If you're risking 5%, you're risking $20. Simple math. Crazy. What am I? A tutor today?
The magic keys.
Yeah, magic keys.
Magic keys just amazing, man.
Can you take a look at GU buys for me, please? All right. This candle is about to close in 7 minutes, so we got time. Price broke above this is strong bullish candle. You enter a buy. Yeah, that's good. Kind of like GJ here. 15-minute candle is about to close bullish.
I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, I'll probably wait for that too. So my stop is going to be below the 15-minute candle around like 15 pips.
Unless it just goes right up.
When you know the amount percentage to risk, how do you link that with lot size to use? So I use the very generic numbers. I mean, if I'm risking, let's say $20, I'm going to use like a 20-cent lot if my stop loss is going to be 10 pips, you know, so it's very relative to your stop loss. Some people say, oh no, I'm going to calculate the exact lot size based on the pair I'm trading. You can do that too, but I stick to very generic numbers.
I think for the beginners, they need to relate it back to their pip value as well, and then they know how big a position to be able to open up. And that's something that was in your course that isn't in a lot of other courses. They don't tell you how to sort of how to open up positions based on your account as well. You know.
There's also an app you can download. It's called Stinu. Does everything for you.
I've got all the calculations done beforehand. They're up on my wall. So like I roughly know for 20 pips, I don't know how big a position to open up. if it's 10, 15 pips for like the main pairs that I trade, which is only GJ at the moment, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, Raja.
Hey.
Hey, I have a kind of a psychology question for you that I just experienced, and I experience frequently, for sure. If you ever lose your first trade, and I don't know, whatever it is, maybe it's 1% or whatever it is, do you act differently on your second trade in the sense of when you might take profits, even if you think that the trade should run longer, or maybe you would manage it differently if you didn't take that first loss, but you cut it short?
Yeah, I used to do that, but then I realized that every trade you take is completely 100% independent of the previous trade.
Okay.
Yeah,
I agree, but wouldn't you'd be disappointed in yourself if you didn't take profits on that second trade to cover the first loss, and it ends up being maybe a winner, but you didn't win as much to cover that first loss because you held out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you're going to learn from that, and then when the next time it happens, you're probably going to hold longer. I mean, it's just based on how many times you see it happen, and then you decide to hold longer. Like yesterday, I held a buy on GPJPY longer because I seen GPJPY run through London, and I always look to see, oh man, I wish I could have held through Asian. So last night I decided to hold it after watching it happen 20, 30 times,
Yeah.
Like right here now, 15-minute candle is about to close. So once this closes, I'm going to take a buy, anticipating a continuation move to upper retest this high around 133.850.
How do you consider the strength of a 15-minute candle? Obviously, I know you can see that in terms of how many pips it moves, etc. But say this one that we're looking at in a minute, and I don't necessarily mean 15-minute, it could be any candle. Would you consider that against how far it moves back up the previous bearish candle, like as a percentage? Say if it moves 80% up and closes, you say that's quite a strong one, or does that just not come into consideration at all?
No, it just needs to close like a healthy bullish candle. Like if you look at it right now, it does look like a very healthy bullish candle.
Yeah.
So
see, like that one, I wouldn't enter that one. See that one? That's a shit idea that I've just put on there. But
yeah,
you see what I mean? That one's closed weak, but it's kind of starting to form like a support, right? But it's not strong enough to take an entry off that, in my opinion. Whereas this one has a lot more sense.
Chris said, yeah, that's a shit idea right there.
Oh, nah, because I put this stupid thing on. I'm supposed to do an arrow.
Yeah, I know.
Supposed to do an arrow. Sorry, dude. No, your ideas are fine. No, but I read that candle there. That's not a strong enough close, if that makes sense for me, on the previous one. Whereas this one looks a lot more sensible. Now we're coming off a support as well. So
yeah, I took an entry right now.
Plus, we haven't got a top wick on 30 minutes, so
whoa,
it's got potential.
All right, mateys.
Let's go.
Now everyone goes to your terminal. Bye. 133 420. Stop. No, I don't trade on indicators at all. Let's take a look at the Chinese indicator for shits and giggles here. Let's take a look. Oh, pound strong, yen medium. This means this should consolidate. Interesting.
Yeah, it makes sense if you're looking at pound euro.
Oh, it closed with no top wick over there. Looking
Does
at
that
the
put you
30
off?
minute. Yeah, it's good. I mean,
I think it will.
the only thing that's gonna make me close this trade is if this candle closes bearish.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 14 minutes left here to wait.
Also, that makes a really big difference as well, Roger. You know, you close the or you half the trade off if you get a bearish candle, and then that's that's minimized my losses by a massive amount because sometimes I just have anything. I used to wait to hit my stop loss.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, it makes a massive difference. You know, you're out of the trade and that's it. You focus on the next one.
Yep.
So it helps psychology as well. You know.
Thing is, you add that up over a year. That's massive.
It is, yeah.
You wouldn't consider that good momentum to continue up? Yeah, I mean, I was already in a trade, so it closed while I was in profit. So as I stated before, I'll close positions once this candle closes bearish. Then I'm gonna get out of the trade. But so far, just still waiting. You just gotta wait. Oh, Alex, if you can write your question, that'll be better. What's this? Oh, would you have considered a buy stop here? Yeah, I think a buy stop here would have been good too. So see, this is something you see happen over and over again. I'm 100% sure you see this happen over and over again. And then one day you're like, okay, you know what? I've seen it happen over and over again, and now I'm going to execute on it.
Exactly what happened to me this morning when I asked you about it. That's why I covered my losses. I didn't let it run. I took that same exact trade.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this thing happen again and again. So that's why I decided to do the webinar on how to take second entries or impulse entries.
Who posted that chart?
Alex. Alright, what's going on here? Why didn't you consider the wick fill down on the 15 minute? What wick fill down on 15 minute?
I think it was half an hour. Half an hour.
Oh, the 30 minute. Yeah, I mean, I entered based on what I saw, so let's just go with that. Because ideally, if I look at the 30 minute, and if this 30 minute candle flips bullish here and breaks the high of the previous one, then we have a very, very good chance of continuing moving up. But now since this 15 minute is forming, if this 15 minute closes bearish, then I'm going to exit the trade. Because that will then tell me that, okay, maybe it's respecting this mini support as mini resistance here. So then, I mean, it would make no sense to hold a trade hoping that would break this area going up. So if you know what's at risk, then you should be good with this trade. Even if it hits your stop or it hits your take profit. All right, so right over here, I'm gonna close 50% of my position here. Here we go, closed 50%. Because now, if I'm looking at the 5 minute, I was expecting it to close over here so we can continue moving up. But since it's closing bearish, I don't want to take a full stop, you know. So I close 50%. Because if it wants to go up, then I can add more. But if it's going to come down to hit my stop, I wanted to take out 50% of my stop rather than the whole thing, you know. So you're doing some trade management at this point. Gold is still at this area. Oh, we got 2,000 people here watching me hit the stop loss. Well,
Wow.
well, I guess no one has work, right? So everyone just comes on to the live streams.
Yeah, we have more today actually.
Holy shit, 2,000 for real?
After the stop loss, we will be remaining with 1,000.
Tomorrow, I'm expecting like 2,400.
Oh, there'll be lots tomorrow. Yeah.
NFP, wow.
FP with a pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Ted?
Morning.
NFP with a pandemic. How much loss did you get when you closed? I closed a $30 loss. I'm using 50-cent lots for the month of April here, so I closed a $30 loss.
That's gonna be interesting to see at the end of the month, I think.
Oh, no more charts. I guess everyone is in a DJ cell. Bye.
Yeah, they're just watching the screen, dude.
Because the chart stopped coming in. Alright, what's this? Oh, Euro USD. Sell by entry after resistance retested. TP around. Yeah, I think if you can lower down your zone here, the zone you have drawn, if you lower it down a little bit over here, this will make much better sense now. Because then you say, okay, after this zone breaks, you might look for this area. Well, yeah, that looks good. Yeah, this zone is correct. What's this? If price going up, when you add more position to cover your loss? Well, okay. So if price starts to go up, and if it starts to break the high right over here around 650, then I'm gonna look to add more buys. Because then I would say, okay, now we're breaking this high, so now there's a higher chance for it to continue moving bullish. But other than that, I'll just wait. Because there's no point in adding buys right here when price is bearish, you know, because this was the entry. We expected it to continue up, but it came down, closed 50% of the position. So no adding buys over here. We're adding buys once price starts to go in our direction. So you have to be very, very patient. Don't get scared if you miss a trade. Don't get scared if it hits stop loss. It's all a part of the master plan. Oh, wrong chart.
I just have a feeling that entry is just a little early on GJ, to be honest. It's going to create a massive wick and then fly back up.
It's like it's going. Excuse me. It's like it's going into the previous zone, right?
Right.
On the hour.
That's why I just think it's a little early, and it could dip a bit more before it goes up, because I think, like I said, you have a nice on the hourly. You could probably get to, you know, like 133,900 where Raja's put that up. That's a very good idea. It just I think we're gonna hang around there for a bit. Because it's earlier in the move. That's all.
Before yesterday, we had like a a rejection level between like 300 and about 133. Before yesterday's moved down,
right,
all up until that, it kept, you know, on the 30-minute 1 hour, it kept wicking into there and coming back out. Pretty nice level.
Yeah, ideally,
come back as far as that.
Yeah, ideally, I think once we break back up to the 600s, this trade is very valid. But I think the dip here is just for the New York market open or the USA market open.
Yeah, it closed out.
Yeah, it's right. It's the right idea. It's just, I think, like, because we're so early in the session, I just think that it's just still setting up. That's all. And with GJ, the problem is you can get like a 20 pip whipsaw. That's the issue there. It's and on the, if you look on the hourly time frame, you'll see what I mean. If you just zoom out a bit, you see what we tapped into. We just tapped into that area there. So if you you look at this spacing right over here, that's what we're involved in right now. That's why it's so choppy. Once we break out of that, like I said, I'd like to see a candle.
Might cut real bad.
I'd like to see a candle that would probably start and eventually do something like this to get to that point. Being out of this area here, that's the only issue right now. We're gonna play around this zone because we have all these rejections here, and we have this deep rejection right here, and all these rejections over here. So looking at historical information, you can see how much trouble this area is going to give us as we clear out.
Do you think we could come as far as that, Ted? Or is that too much now?
I think that's a little deep, but if this next candle does that, then we're deep into this area here. I agree, but I just really think we're early, and we're probably going to get a shot up because this candle here is just indecision. It doesn't mean that now we're switching bias, right? So this is almost like these guys got here first. This candle now is grabbing again to go second.
Makes sense.
So that's the issue, and you can see now it's starting to pull back a bit. But I still wouldn't take a trade, because I think what'll happen is you'll have the next half hour probably dip a bit, and then the 8:30 candle will probably cruise up. So 8:30, I'm looking for buys above this level over here. So I'll do 700 to 900 if we get that. So this is my area of where I'm looking to buy up to this area here. So this is my range. And what I'm looking for over here is I'm looking for a candle that will have this area rejection like this, and then the candle drives up like that. That's what I'll be looking for in that respect.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
D-Tech, congratulations on the month of March.
Oh, thanks. Just working away.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Nice to see. How you gonna celebrate?
Oh, I already did.
Nice.
Finally, Pet's profitable.
Yeah, exactly.
Found profits on the live stream. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
That's gonna buy a haircut.
I mean, I knew after like the second week in March that it was going to be a big month because of the volatility that we were having.
Yeah, first 2 weeks pretty easy, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and the thing is too, the movements were, 40, 50, 60 pip candles. So it's not like the thing is, it's not like I did anything different. It's just, when we were on the live stream, a lot of what we were talking about was, wow, this candle just moved 40 pips in a 5-minute move.
Yeah, and it became a regular though, didn't it?
That's
So
right.
simple.
Yeah, like the item, like the ideas that we're doing, like as an example right now, we were getting huge moves in half the time. Right. It's just you just get. It was the exact same trading methodology. It was just moving at a faster rate. So you're able to hold a trade for 100 pips or 200 pips instead of just 20 or 30 pips.
Like I said, it's in such a short period of time. 5-minute candles being like 100 pips, and it's mad. It was just a case of timing it, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah. And the thing is too, like we talked about this last year, all through, I would say September to December of last year, especially you and I, Chris, we were talking about how many times we got stopped out of trades, especially with gold or EG or GJ, but we understood the higher time frame move. So the last 4 months before March, I guess, you could say from August to December of last year prepped us for the movements that we had in March, right? So all that information that we gathered in terms of the market moving and stopping us out at certain times and being frustrated with getting stopped out consistently, that prepared me for those moves where I wasn't worried, where it's like, okay, like almost felt like Top Gun, Maverick, where he's like, come on, when he's in that dogfight, right? And he's like, come on, Jester. And it's like, let's go, because I'm seeing the same thing happen again, but you're not going to blow me out this time. Like I learned my lessons last year to correct what happened this year.
Yeah, definitely. It's the same thing. You're seeing the same thing again, right? That's the whole thing. That's good.
Yeah. So
it's whether you put that into action, that's the problem.
Well, that's exactly it. And we made all those notes, and we talked about all those higher time frame moves and the wick outs and the reasons why things were happening, and having those notes, being able to safely apply that information in a new scenario, which was almost the exact same scenario before. That is, that was the key there. And if people go back and watch the live streams from August to December of last year, there was a lot of instances where we talked about big gold moves and then we get stopped out. Big gold move, we get stopped out. Big gold move, stopped out. Oh, what happened? I got stopped out. Oh, what happened? I got stopped out. And then when you look at the live streams for March, it was, I'm holding this position because these guys are jokers.
Yeah, I know what's going to happen. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
So if you want to understand how the evolution happened in terms of making not mistakes, but reevaluating the market, you watch the streams from August to September of last year, and then watch the streams in all of March, and you'll see a big change in adjustment and how we attack the market.
Yeah, adapting to what we've seen and working forward. It's good.
Yeah, because everybody had their best month last month on the live stream. If you talk to anybody, everyone had the best month of March. Like, I don't think there was anyone in March that turned around and said, oh, I had a bad trading month. Everyone in March was like, holy shit, like, where did all this money come from?
I mean, like one of my weeks in particular, I think it was the third week, it was like my best week ever.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, that's mad. But I was just doing the same stuff as normal, right?
That's
So-
exactly it. It was just there were just massive moves.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, wrong chart. My gold spread mad high right now. It's been suggested by others not to touch gold for time being. That is correct. How are you guys topped out on GJ? Well, I don't know about guys, but me personally, I closed my positions when this candle was bearish right down over here. And this line I have placed to remind me if price comes back up, I want to take a buy position to continue going up, but so far there's nothing. So we're just waiting. See the 30-minute candle's closing, it's closing bearish, so a lot of waiting now. Do you use Fibonacci retracement? No. That was an awful trade. I think that was a pretty good trade because I followed my risk management. I knew what was at risk. I knew what was on the line. So I think it was a pretty good trade based on risk management.
I think what he means with Keel is that it's an awful trade because he lost.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hurt his feelings.
See, what I've learned in the last 2 years is that you can never let market hurt your feelings. Because the only person to blame if you hurt your feelings in the market is you, because you used a lot of risk, or maybe you followed someone's directions which didn't really align with your directions. So that's the only thing that should really hurt you in the markets.
Yeah, that's true.
And the other thing is too, people, have to understand that one trade out of one day, out of 1 week, out of 1 month, out of 1 year isn't going to define you as a trader. I think we have to get used to that, and that's probably a very tough item to get used to. But when you start to realize, like, yeah, I got stopped out, whoop-de-doo, or I closed my trade early, whoop-de-doo, it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. I think people are so scared to be wrong that they panic now because you've made a mistake trading or your stop loss has been hit. Now suddenly the world's come to an end because all your dreams are on halt. Like, all your dreams are on pause because people are living and dying by a single trade. They're not living and dying by the method or the process. So when you start switching that up and say, hey, listen, the risk I took with this trade was, hey, I'm expecting it to go up. Chances are it'll probably go up. So what did I learn from this idea? I learned from this idea that as soon as I see that the 15-minute candle fails to break up past the previous one, then I know maybe I should cut my trade a little shorter. Or I'll cut my loss right away instead of letting it go to my stop loss. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll wait for another confirmation candle. Maybe one 15-minute candle wasn't enough for me. Maybe the time that we were entering the trade wasn't particularly a strong idea as well. So you evaluate the reasons why the trade took a loss and you come back the next day and you adjust. You don't sit there and say, well, now I'm not going to be successful, or I can't believe I hit my stop loss. Well, of course, you have to believe it. It happened. Like, if you're going to sit there and say, I can't believe this happened, you're just going to be wasting your time. You're wasting energy. It's like if you get into a car accident, right? And this is a very, I guess, bad example or a very dark example. You get into a car accident. Everybody's okay. There's nothing you can do. Like, it's done. Like, you're in the accident. You can't go back in time and say, I wish I hadn't made that left turn on that yellow light. Like, you can't do that. You did the action understanding that there's possible consequences to those actions. So now the car has been in an accident. You have decisions to make. Where do I take it to get repaired? Is it a write-off? Do I buy a brand new car? How's this going to affect my insurance? At this point, the accident has already happened. So you as a human being must use rational logic and move forward and say, I will never turn left on a yellow light again. I will never do this again. And chances are you'll probably avoid accidents. You know, and when you go through that, you'll find the same thing with trading. Okay, this was too early for me. Even though Raja takes trades at this time, I will wait for more confirmation because I don't like that idea. It's the same thing what I just said. Everyone took trades. I'm sitting waiting. I've just seen it happen too many times. So I'll sit back and wait. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. It's not a big deal. Uncle, you like to talk too much. Okay.
All uncles talk too much.
Yeah, all uncles talk too much, I guess.
Yo, did somebody actually type that? That's so
Kick
rude.
him out.
Block him. Block that idiot, please.
Yo, wow, you got him mad now.
Please block that idiot, man. That's so fucking rude. Man, honestly, seriously, people like that need to get crushed. Flipping hell. Fuck.
We're gonna tie all those people and bring Tashan to take care of them.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I had somebody on my. I had someone on my Instagram. He posted yesterday. He's like, "You don't show us trader porn."
Oh my God.
I thought that was funny. I was like, "Trader porn?" I'm like, what? I'm like, man, where have you been for the last 2 months? I've been living my best life. It's so funny. I was just laughing. I'm like, oh, really? So watching a Laker game, gambling, taking private jets. Like, oh, I'm not living my best life. I'm no trader porn.
See, this is the kind of setup I want to see on GJ. This setup. Because now this is going to go all the way up over here. This shows up on GJ. This is 100% buys. But man, we don't have that here. Oh, what's this? Is this a chart someone sent me? Oh. Oh, wrong chart. Wrong chart.
Yeah, so if people are looking at GJ right now, I would probably start to box this area in. I think you had that before, Raja. Start to take buys above this level, sells below this level, but the sells, to be honest, I don't trust as much as I would buys. So anywhere in this range, if you're going to take a trade, you have to be aware that this is probably going to be the best area for you to execute and actually have proper movement to the upside. And this area down here is the area for the downside. So this now is starting to become almost like barcode style. So just something to be aware of. Ultimately, if you're looking at this section here as like a barcode, the best part will be if you're watching the smaller time frames over here, as an example, and we start to dip, and we either have a candle that rejects and starts to move to the downside, or a candle that rejects and starts to move to the upside. Because what will happen is you'll get this whole range here to the upside, and then as it breaks out, you'll collect the rest of the original move that you were looking for. So just keep that in mind. Like this candle right now is being a little stupid because it's outside of that area. So I wouldn't take an entry. Like I wouldn't say that, oh, now we're going bearish because we dropped there. I'd be looking for something in this area here to give me a confirmation to say we're going to drop. And I wouldn't take it because also at the same time, we just started a brand new hour. So this to me doesn't mean anything at this point.
Bullish candle have to close above the range that you drew before you would enter, or would
Right.
one bullish be
Well,
enough?
I mean, it's your comfort level, right? So if I look at this, if we go back to the 15-minute as an example, right? And we're looking at trying to get an entry in this area. So we know that this is sort of the range that we're looking at. Ideally, now you know when you come across here, this is consolidation. This is the top part of our range. So we have this mapped out. With that being said, if I believe that now we're going bearish, I need a strong close to the downside with that candle right there. To me, this doesn't give me enough information, because what could happen is one candle could dip down a bit here and then suddenly whipsaw back up, right? So what I would like to see is I'd like stronger movement at that point once we're out of that area. But if you are, depending on your risk parameters, if you believe that these 15-minute candles now have created downward movement, right? So this is enough of a bearish confirmation, then you would say, okay, fine, I'm going to take a trade on the next 15-minute candle. Where does my target go, right? My target probably would be right into this area somehow. That's what you'd be looking at. But the problem is when you look at your 4-hour and your daily, you're still a little bullish. So to me, that might be just a test of this zone to then pop further up. So what I could say is I could say, hey, listen, if this candle holds this support area, because once again, when you draw this section here, this is not 100% accurate. Like we don't know. Maybe the box is a little bit bigger. Maybe it's actually here. That's our box, right? We don't know that 100%. So when you look at this, you can say, okay, the fact that we dipped a bit, these candles here, if these candles hold within this box and I start to see a candle that forms similar to this one over here, chances are I can start taking trades up in this area at the top part of the zone to then further go up. Ideally here, I want to see a bit more of a rejection in this area here to start dropping at that point.
Got it.
That's all. So I mean, it's your comfort level. Like, to be honest, my comfort level isn't, I'm not happy taking sells, to be honest. Like, I know that this candle can go down here, but my brain and my logic is looking at this area over here, and it's telling me that this is just sort of a pullback to then go further up. So I know that I have probably more upside than I do downside. Downside, I believe, comes when there's more negative news related to the virus at that point. If I start to see a lot more news related to the virus, blah, 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 this and that, then I'm more compelled to start taking sells at that point to a certain level. But in all honesty, when this keeps pulling back, I like the fact that it's pulling back, because then it means I'll probably take a better entry to ride it up. And I don't have to worry about sitting, like I don't have to worry about the drop. I just have to worry about the movement to the upside. And this is almost like one of these perfect scenarios where it's like keep dropping to like this level here, make this massive whipsaw wick, like a wick here, and start driving up, and then I can start taking entries on my way up here to go right to here at this point, but not worrying about the downside. Like, the downside can happen and you can trade the downside, but I just rather wait, because I know that something like this can happen, this candle here, and then suddenly now we're going back to the upside. Perfect example, Raja, if you drop down a little bit in this chart, I'll give people an example of that. Oh, actually, I can show you something like right here, right? So this area here, so let me get this a little bit better color. This area here, right?
Yep.
So you see you had the up, you had this initial upside push, started to drop, and then all of a sudden this candle came out of nowhere, and you're like, what the hell? And then it just continued to fire back up. So maybe something like that happens over here. if you understand what I mean, because it just plowed back up at that point. Like we have areas, and if this suddenly makes a magical support, you know that you have upside at that point.
Yeah. How would the bullish candle need to form? Like, does it need to be a specific size or at least amount of closing above?
Well, I mean, once again, that comes down to your comfort level, right? So if I know, right, so Raja bopped to 30-minute candle as an example, right? This we know is not, for me, not enough confirmation to say that we're going up, right? What I would rather see is I would rather see another candle that looks like this. Like I'm always looking for a candle that has a bit of a tail, because what I know with that is that orders were taken from the downside and now we're going to send them up. When I don't have a tail, it's hard for me to understand whether this is now a true move to the upside, or this is going to be just a stall for further downside.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm waiting for. But you know, if you want to project, this is what you would project, like this, then this, you know, and then we eventually come back up here. That's what you could project, or you project this, and then down to this, right? Those are your two opportunities. So now you sit back and wait, and you say to yourself, okay, what makes the most sense for my trading plan at this point? Like what do I want to see? Personally, I want to see this. I want to see this because once again, I'm mapping my ideas off of, you know, our higher time frames.
Yeah.
Just because in my history of trading, I've always found the higher time frames to be a more predictor of that, where the lower time frames mess around and then we get like a break to the upside.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Oh wow, GP Cat is wild. Look at these 30-minute candles. Damn.
Raja, did you stop trading GCAT?
No, I can trade if I see something on it.
On the daily, would it look like a wick fill or on GCAD?
I'm not sure.
Like,
if you can send a chart, that would make much more sense.
okay. I mean, I just saw you just throwing that on me while I said something about it.
Yeah, it could be a wick fill. Someone's drawing candles here without talking. It's pretty annoying. Please stop that. First trade I took was a loss, you know. So now, I mean, candles still open. It's pretty iffy. Like I'm looking for buys. They're not really formulating, so I'm not gonna try to look for sells here. Even though it looks like it on the 5-minute here, it could. Once it breaks this low, it could drop. So if someone's looking for sells, that's your confirmation once this low gets broken. These guys specialize in certain pairs but never look at the individual indices. I don't get it. Yeah, because that's not a part of the plan. I've been trading the same way as I'm trading this morning since, since the live streams have started since August 2018, let's put it that way. The same exact way. I've actually never been interested at looking at individual indices. Like I'm never going to go out of my way to look at the pound indices or the yen indices or the USD indices, because in my head it makes no sense to look at them. I mean, what's that going to tell you where GJ is going to go on 5-minute or 15-minute? Nothing. So if you just focus on what's presented to you here, and if you can anticipate the next 30-minute candle or the 1-hour candle, that's your trade. That's all. That's what your job is. I mean, if the 30-minute candle here closes bullish, that's going to be good because I'm going to say, okay, perfect. 30-minute candle is closed bullish. That means we've created some sort of support. So that can tell me that, okay, now I can take a buy and expect the next 30 minutes to continue up, and that'll be my trade. But if that doesn't happen, then there's no trade for me.
So also you need to remember we have Chinese indicator, don't forget.
Yeah, there's a Chinese indicator there too.
That's individual currency, so
yeah,
same thing.
Yeah, I think was who is that again? That was I've seen him speak before, Pat. So Pat, I think I know what you're trying to get at. Is what you're doing is you're trying to pull data and correlate data from indices to the actual pairs, which does make sense. I don't disagree with that. My only caution is indices have a lot of noise in them because it's not necessarily related just to the particular market, right? So if we look at everyone trades US 30 as an example. So US 30 is the Dow's top 30 companies in there, in the indice. A lot of times people see the overall Dow movement and then they wonder why the US 30 didn't move the way it did, right? And that's where confusion sets in, because you could have an overall down Dow market, but the Dow 30 could perform well, or the inverse can happen. So it's just little things to watch with indices, that there's a lot of noise inside them, so they don't necessarily correlate 100% with the currency pair.
Yeah, I used to trade the dollar index and crude, and use the technicals to trade USD NOK, and pretty successful. But sometimes I was up for like 14 hours a day, and then just completely smashed by the end of the week, and not losing and making silly mistakes. So because of the amount of noise that's in there,
And I mean, a lot of people do trade indices, and they're doing quite well for themselves, and there's nothing really wrong with that. It's just, it's hard for me to trade indices because there's so many other little nuances behind them as well. So it's just something to keep in mind if you are trading like US 30 or trading like, the SPX or whatever you're doing. Just keep that in mind, that as much money you can make, you can see you can also lose that just as fast. Please stop talking about gold. Yen is supposedly winning as a safe haven over gold. Yeah, the thing is right now gold doesn't have really tight enough spreads to trade. Well, actually, the spread got really tight. Thank you. The spread is very difficult right now, but I think I just may have sniped an entry with good spread to then ride gold up. So you have to be very careful at that point.
It must be fluctuating, but it's been coming down over the last couple of days pretty
I
strongly.
just caught it at 4 pips.
Yeah, I see mine this morning was at 3 point something, but then it literally within 2 seconds it kind of jumped to like 7. I was like, it's just one of them. If you get it right, you might be okay.
I literally did. It just gapped super small suddenly for that second.
Sweet.
So I caught actually a really good trade because now it's starting to barrel up.
Mm-hmm. Plus, if it gets above where we are now, that's a good sign.
Yeah, we could probably go to 1609 right now.
Yeah, at 910. Yeah, I was similar level. And we're getting to that ballpark we were saying about above 19 then to get over there. That would be nice.
Yeah, that's the full range, 1610.
Yep. Oh, I caught a beautiful entry.
Mid conversation as well, dude.
Yeah, it's just because I was watching it because someone talked about gold, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a great effort, dude.
Miss Emma Smith, I think you need to send a chart. We've been talking about USDJPY all this time, asking questions. I think if you spent 5 minutes in sending a chart, all your questions would have been answered. I even showed a chart right here on UJ. Oh, what's this? GJ Arvix with 30-minute kind of closing bullish would be enough for me to take a buy. Yes, that would be enough for me to take a buy as well. So I'm waiting 15 more minutes for the 30-minute candle to close to see if I can take a buy. But I guess there will be no more trades here. I mean, it's heading down, so who knows?
It's heading down.
Yeah, it's heading down. Broke the low here.
I think we may gotta retest 133 200s.
Nice.
Because I was drawing the green candle with the long wick to the bottom side and closing as a bullish, and then the continuation should be another bullish candle to confirmation for buys to retest the previous height, 133 900s.
That's the same place I was looking. Yeah, I saw I put that red marker on this morning, looking at the hour level. You can see to the left, kind of a rejection areas. It could well come into there.
Right, gang, I'm going to go for a run now. I've done enough trading for today.
All right, mate. Take care.
Awesome. See you, dude.
Be safe.
See you, man.
Stay strong. Take care.
All right.
What was your entry, Ted?
Waiting for support to be broken. Bad news expected for USD. Nice. So you're waiting for the support to break. Perfect. Yeah, this GJ is going to continue falling. Broke below the support, broke below the previous 15-minute candle. Well, I guess no more trades here for me. Except for Goldie Gold. Ooh, GU after 2 days hit my TP. Oh, nice. Wow, gold is wild.
Wow.
It's approaching 1610 area. Someone sent the chart here early in the morning saying that if it breaks above 1600, it's going to 1610. I forget who that was, but I saw that chart this morning.
Fucking hell, look at the spreads on gold. Just sit back and watch.
Oh yeah, it was Lorenzo. Perfect. Yeah, it was Lorenzo.
Spread's really widened up on gold now.
Still good move, dude.
Yeah. It might close because it's hitting the 1608, 1609 area. But price is only at like 1606.
Yeah, I'll take the hit.
And yep, spread's gonna get me out. Bye bye.
It's a good trade either way, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna get stopped out very short. Yeah. Oh. Yep, stopped out.
Oh, I jumped real quick.
Yeah. Jeez, spread went to like 16 pips.
Yes, I just looked at mine. When you said, I looked at mine was at 4, and then it went to 11.
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay.
I wish gold spread would change.
Yeah, it's annoying because the other week it was, well, like I said, first couple of weeks of March, third week of March, it was awesome.
If you look at the 4 hour on GJ now, it looks like it's made its bottom wick to go up and fill that range and possibly go even more bullish.
That rejection.
Oh, you have a different broker to me. I'm looking at Trader's Domain 4 hour.
Oh, okay.
There, that one, yeah. The buy could still be valid because it's making support right now on a 5 minute.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's got options now. It could still come down to probably near 200, I think. But if you look at that hour.
What was that website that you used that told you GP was strong and the yen was medium? Oh, that doesn't work. Don't bother with that. It's called this. So screenshot it if you want because I'm not going to show it again. Yeah, I mean, see now it says pound is strong, yen is strong. It means they're ranging. I mean, this was a joke. If you take this seriously, just don't take this seriously. That website is meant as a joke to confuse people.
Yeah, we don't actually use it though.
Yeah. It's the reason it's called the Chinese indicator because most than half times it doesn't work. Except for the magic keys. Magic keys are made in the good part of China. They work.
Oh, they work for real.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you trade unemployment claims? Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a good day. Oh, we got news coming in here soon. Yeah, this number is going to go up here as well. Unemployment claims. Jesus, Chris. This number is going to go way up.
Yeah. What's it on now?
It's at...
Oh, wow.
3,200.
Yeah, that's mad. Yeah, it's going to be interesting tomorrow.
There's a jobs claim. There's a jobs claims report, and I'll find it now. Hold on.
In 5 minutes. Oh.
Holy gold.
Oh. Alright, what's this? Support formed, support broken, sells if closed below the low. Yep, this makes sense. And if you're looking for sells here, that means I can look for buys on GJ here. But since this candle now, see this, since this candle is closing below this support form, this is a higher probability to continue moving down. Because the 30-minute is also making a lower high than a lower low. It should be interesting to see how this closes. Plus, we got major news coming in too.
Asted says gold has no regard for a human life.
Yeah, especially right now since the spreads are too high. Price made a high, hold support to retest. Let's see what happens here. We got 4 minutes left. Are you coming to London for the boot camp? Yes. So what we're gonna do is, I'm waiting for a confirmation later on today. So it's probably gonna be postponed. What's this chart here? Consolidation box, looking for a possible break in retest. Looking for a support formed here. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for I was waiting for that same thing this morning, but it didn't happen. Yeah, G just gonna continue falling. It'll be a shame not to take this out. Gotta wait for the news. You didn't say anything about my analysis. I think probably because there was nothing to say about it. Let's take a look here. Yeah, there was nothing to say about it. I mean, candle came down and hit your stop. So, I mean, that's it. The probability was to hit your stop loss. The probability wasn't there to go up because it made sense and it hit stop. There's nothing you can do about it. Same thing happened here. You know, I took a buy and came down, hit my stop loss. I was like, okay, whatever. You just move on. And sometimes like a loss, there are two types of losses, right? One type of loss is where the probability isn't there for your trade to go in profits. There's nothing you can do about that. The second type of loss is when you don't see something and you actually take the wrong trade. Those type of losses you need to learn from.
Hey, Rakeel, if you look at GBP USD, it's kind of doing what GJ was what we hoped GJ was doing.
Nice.
But he's done it faster.
Yeah, I don't trade GU, so I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't trade GU. I trade GJ.
Okay.
But it does make sense what you're saying. Oh yeah, I see that now. I see what you're saying. See, if the news is going to be bad, that means GU should continue pushing up. And it makes sense technically here as well. Gorilla strength.
Yeah, if it goes wrong, call me chimpanzee strength.
Chimpanzee. But it makes sense. I mean, technically it makes sense, and they're expecting bad news, so it makes double sense. You know? Yeah, just gotta keep talking to it nice. Come on. This could be a monster move here. News is bad. This thing just pushes up to the sky. Oh boy.
GJ can still push up.
Yeah, it needs to show some sort of a bullish candle here in GJ.
I think the best move was already done before, but now it's the second time retesting, and it's more risky after the first time.
Oh, there goes GJ.
The number was 6 million, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it? Shit.
6.5 million.
It's 0.48.
6.40.
Perfect. GU should be heading
Tomorrow's-
up, and gold should be heading up there as well later on in the session.
Tomorrow's bad.
6 million
That
people.
is bad. Holy fuck. This
Can you
is
imagine?
super bad.
It's got to be the worst, right? Ever.
Yeah.
So a lot. So there's the Fed leader. I think it's called Jerome Powell or something. He said that the GDP of the US could drop 50% in the second quarter. He also said that unemployment could rise to 30 to 40%, meaning that it'll be bigger than the Great Depression. But then they also say in the fourth quarter, the US has its strongest quarter, so it's going to come roaring back. So I think for the next like 4 to 5 months at least, we've got like good opportunities to long the US dollar or short the US dollar.
We need gold price to change real quick.
Yeah, FTMO. I'm not sure which liquidity feed FTMO is using, but this does not seem right at all. Like, this is just garbage.
People shouldn't trade gold at all. Plenty of other pairs with better spreads and all everything.
Oh, people bought GU over here. Perfect. Then GU buys. See, this news was bad. Now market is going to take its time absorbing this news, and then it's going to start pumping. With NYC open, like in the next 45 minutes, half hour, we're going to start seeing prices moving.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was super duper bad.
Super bad, man. Because like this came after a week. In a week, unemployment claims jumped 3 million.
That's mad.
Yeah.
But you know, some of those unemployment claims are temporary because a lot of companies like the Gap laid off their employees temporary because they couldn't afford to pay them, but they're planning to rehire them. So some of those numbers are temporary.
Yeah, but the thing is, but the thing is, like I was talking to one of the franchise owners here, and like they run a jewelry franchise, something like that. So what they were talking was like they got emails from corporate saying that since they've done a lot of layoffs, they'll be working towards working towards a infrastructure where they won't have to do these kind of layoffs in future if something like that happens. So they're already preparing for running operations with like a less staff.
Yeah, but some of these like numbers, like I don't understand. Like companies are laying off employees, but the government is giving them the stimulus package to keep their employees. Like it's a benefit for them. Like it's a win-win situation. So I don't understand why certain companies are laying off employees.
Well,
It doesn't
we've
make
got
any sense.
similar here. Where a couple of my friends work, they've basically decided not to take the package, and they've got rid of a load of staff just to try.
Unless they're
longer term. They're looking at longer term play, you see, because they're going to have to owe the government, right?
Well, you take the package, right? The way the package works, you take it, and if you don't lay them off within 8 weeks, or I think it's like 8 or 10 weeks, you don't have to pay anything back. So you just take that money and just chance it up. You know what I mean? 8 weeks down the road, if it doesn't work out, then after that money is repaid back and forgive, then you lay them off.
I don't know how it works here for sure exactly, but I know a lot of companies have decided not to take it. I think they're looking at longer term picture, 3-5 years down the line. How's it going to what position it's going to put them in?
I'm currently looking at DXY, and I think DXY is about to dump as soon as banks open in the US due to numbers.
After verification, I've been having issues. I think the reason why people are having, and I might be wrong. This could be a booked feed right here. A booked feed means that the orders go straight to EST Mon and they don't go into the market. That's what's something that comes to my mind looking at this, because this is not normal. You know, how can you say that there's a fund out there with hundreds and thousands of dollars giving $100,000 accounts to people, and their chart looks like this on the 1 hour gold chart instead of looking like this on the 1 hour? Doesn't make any sense. So you need to use some logic and some critical thinking, keeping the money factor aside, and just by looking at this and looking at the normal chart, and just ask yourself, does that make any sense? And the answer is going to be no.
But that has to be a newbie trader, because like no one with experience would ever subscribe to a broker with a chart like that.
Did you know also, you know, he was talking about the job
Just
numbers before.
compare brokers, man. Like, do your research. Yeah. Go ahead.
You were saying before about the jobs numbers. There was actually reports that the US government were telling certain states to stop reporting jobs numbers. So in actual effect, it could actually even be higher than what it is now. Trump basically told governors, stop reporting jobs numbers. Yeah. I sent a link to Ted actually, because I don't have a phone.
You think that's just
200
like that
in America?
No, I don't. I think the reason why that happened is because regarding CPI, PPI, consumer confidence, retail sales, all those different types of things affects the economy, and it affects the purchasing power. So if they have too many people that leave the labor force, they don't have any produce, they don't have anything to turn over. So I think the reason why they've done that is to basically protect against the dollar just going down even more against other currencies, because then that obviously affects ability to do trade and be able to negotiate the way out of the situation as well when they open the shipping ports. What's your take, Ted?
But is that legal? Is that, like you said, you sent the link? Is that legal? Like you did your research? Because I never heard anything like as such.
Yeah, they've done it. I don't know if it's legal, but they've done it.
Hey, Kavan, your internet is not working correctly.
That's just straight manipulation. So, I'll look that up.
All right, guys, I'm off to my 9 to 5. Everybody working from home, but I still gotta go. See y'all.
All right, take care. Yeah. Hey, Ted, what's your opinion regarding those jobs numbers not being reported? Because we didn't speak about that on the inbox. Don't know if he's here.
Don't think he's here.
He was a minute ago. What's your opinion, Rakeel?
I honestly have no opinion on that.
Okay.
Yeah. I really don't care what they do or they don't do. Because honestly, we can't do... I was talking to someone about this yesterday too, and we were talking about how, the governments do this and do that, and we came to a conclusion that whatever they do, we cannot do anything about that. No matter how much we discuss or tell, at the end of the day, it's just a topic for discussion, and it brings up really awesome points, but we can't do anything about it. Instead, say, okay, yeah, we're just going to tag along with you guys. It's just like insurance, no matter how much people say that, oh, insurance is a scam, it's they take payments for nothing, but at the end of the day, we can't do anything about it because we're all sheep, and we just got to act that way and live our lives, and that's it. Innovate when we need to, provide value, but you're right.
in terms of like relating to taking trades, or not like from like a life perspective, from like a trading perspective.
Oh, we're taking trades? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Hey, how's my internet?
Better.
Is it any better?
Yeah.
Okay. The Wi-Fi was down. Didn't notice.
Went into a very deep topic over there for a little bit. Tashan had to pull me out. Yo, Rakeel, what are you talking about?
Gorilla Strength. What did you Google exactly to find that?
I didn't Google. I follow certain people on Twitter and they posted the link on the feed.
Okay.
I'll try and find it and post it in the chat in here.
I think it would be really hard for the president of the United States to manipulate that information, to be honest.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put him past him.
This is not Cuba. This is not China. I don't know how stuff works in Europe, but here in the States, man, you can manipulate some sort of news through some certain, the reporters that are in somehow close to you. They're not gonna say anything, but I mean, there's a lot of reporters here. They don't like the way government is operating right now. So even though if the president orders these people not to talk about some
Hey, Rakeel, GBP CAD.
What's going on? Oh, people are talking about all CADs are flying. Oh, nice.
Crazy.
This is the third day in a row where GP CAD has flown in New York session. Well, waited around 3 hours, 2.5 hours for buys on GJ and didn't get it. And yeah, I think that was the end of the day here.
Slow day.
But for the people trading GP CAD, they had an amazing day. They're like, oh yeah, let's go. How much was this move here? 70 pips. Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You take a buy if that candle closes right there, but put your stop probably below the 15 minute. Depends on where it's at.
Yeah, no, man, I'll be about 60 pips. Just looking there. It's huge. That's that whole candle.
That's ridiculous.
It's mad.
That's 160. $150 and a quarter lot. It's crazy.
So far this month, Oh, not bad. $660. 50-cent lots. Can't tell if Gio wants to fly or tank right now. That is correct. That is correct. So this 1 hour candle is about to close in 15 minutes. I don't understand why you're looking at one trace for 3 hours. Is that all you trade? Yep. If you go to my Instagram, you look at the section of live trades, you'll see in the month of March, I only traded gold and GJ. And I think it's very important for you to be successful, for you to just focus on 1 or 2 pairs.
Keep telling everyone trading is not hard. You just duplicate what works for you. That's it.
Yeah, like if you have one slow day, it doesn't mean your whole month is ruined. I mean, you have more days left in the month.
And because what you did today didn't work for you, try it again tomorrow before you jump onto something else, you know?
Yeah, you best believe Monday didn't work for me. But there's on since then.
Gave back the market yesterday. I was up like 40 pips and I gave back 60 pips.
Mm-hmm.
Because I overtraded yesterday.
At least you know the reason, man.
You know, my best days are Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm Wednesday, Thursday, normally. But this last month has been completely different, though. March has been completely off the scale, different stats completely to anything else.
My best day is Sunday night, and then usually the following Monday because I blow my account. No, I'm joking.
But on all serious note, whoever asked that question, listen to these guys, what they're saying. Like, although they're joking around, they're telling you their best days. So on those other days, that's not their best days. Just reduce your lot size. It's simple as that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go hard on Fridays because Fridays is a losing day for me for years. So I try to not trade or reduce my lot size on Fridays.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just something about Fridays.
Yeah, so I messed up because I such
Mondays from Sunday to Monday and Friday. It's a slow day for me, so I reduce my lot size. It's more than likely anything that I made probably on Thursday, I'm gonna lose it on Friday. So on Friday I go easy.
Yeah, so I was overconfident Monday. Normally a half risk on Monday, because that's my worst day. But then because the last 3 or 4 weeks have been pretty decent, I was like, I'll just go a lot normal and then got hammered. So you learn real quick. Don't want to start a week off bad, right?
Yeah, and like the scientific term for what everyone's talking about is called the hot hand fallacy. So basically in basketball, when a basketball guy shoots 3 points, the fallacy is basically the idea that he can continue shooting 3 points indefinitely when he can't. So the hot hand fallacy is basically mitigating against the risk of being able to control the downside when you do miss a 3-point shot. So a hot hand fallacy pertaining to trading is, you know, your good days, so that's when you're hot. If you don't know your bad days, then it's going to be a fallacy because you'll attack the market in the same way, but then you'll lose more than what you would have won.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just mad I didn't take the sells on GJ at the top, man. I took buys in the middle for like 5-6 pips.
Oh, I've been watching your OEM for a little while now, and this one I used to trade it ages ago. Man, it's been awesome.
Oh, what's that, Chris?
On Euro Yen. It's something I used to trade a long time ago, but it's just that's the type of thing that you can catch that and just hold it. It just keeps going. It's awesome.
What are we looking at now on GJ? Nothing. My trading day ended half an hour ago. There's nothing. See, one thing for me is I don't overtrade anymore since the last year and a half. I don't overtrade. I don't over risk now at all. I took one trade, GJ buys, closed at minus 14 pips. Took a gold buy earlier on. That was like whatever it ran, like 8, 9, whatever it was. And then that's it. There's no reason for me to sit on the charts and look for more trades, hunt for more trades, because I'll tell this to you right now. So there are like 1,700 people here, there are like 100 here, so like 1,800. If you're not disciplined, if you keep over trading, if you keep over risking, if you keep on looking at the charts for more than 5-6 hours a day, I can guarantee you, when you die, trading will just be a dream. You'll just grow old and you tell guys, yeah, I tried trading, I was not disciplined, I was over risking all the time, and I never made it. It was all a dream. And I knew these people, they would trade alongside us, and they would always make money because they were disciplined and I was not disciplined. That's just a reality. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen to 90% of people here watching right now. So, like, if you're not disciplined, if you don't understand what 1 or 2 trades a day means, this will all be just this is just useless. You're wasting your time. Like when people ask me what's the secret sauce, I tell them the secret sauce is to stick to 1 or 2 trades a day. My bias was buys. I saw the sells. I didn't change my bias. I was like, okay, you know what? My day is done. Like, buys never worked out. It didn't work out. Whatever. We come back the next day. Ooh, Kaval's on its way. Take care, Kaval. Have fun. Wicks don't lie or another senior explain. Well, Monty is more senior than me.
Bruh, come on now. Ted, where's Ted?
Or any senior explain why GU tanked.
Hang on. I'm now on mute.
Yeah, seniors.
Nobody want to take the senior position, huh?
Most seniors are Kevon, Kerwin, and Monty.
Yeah, Kerwin, man. Kerwin needs to step up.
You and Ted are veterans, man. You and Ted are veterans. I'll take the junior role.
Yeah, the market knew you was in the trade, and it was like, yeah, I need to take his stop loss. So that's why the market tanked.
Stop hunts, man.
Basically, the US news was bad. So when you see that, okay, why did GU tank? This just means that GU was much more weaker than the US dollar.
Yeah.
But technically,
as well.
Technically, the news is bad. It pushed up. If you got greedy, you could have secured your 12 pips, and it tanked.
Yep.
It actually did push up.
Because if you look at the USD JPY, the dollar did tank, so you would expect the GU to go up too, but the pound was much more weaker than the US dollar, so it tanked more.
I wonder if we're getting some serious yen strength right now, because looking at all the yen pairs, they're all, basically looks very strong.
Yeah.
Across the board right now.
What's this here? If price breaks the support, I'm looking for sells, target for sells, stop loss above this candle. I think if price breaks the support, you might be looking to adjust your stop. Rather than having it up over here, you might want to have it above a candle that breaks below this area. Yeah, that'll be much better. What you think about the 30-minute candle on GJ? Well, looks like it's tanking. It's about to close below the support, and the next support I see is at 132,700.
I think it's massive.
Yeah.
You don't want to play with that.
You know what I'm going to do after I'm done with this live stream? I'm going to go work out, and then I'm going to look to see how I could have taken these sells. Yeah. Because my bias was buys, and obviously it was the wrong bias.
It's just it's around the same time again, McGill, that it's dropped each day. You know, Monday, Tuesday push, and then we kind of start to pull back down again. Kind of around the same time.
Wow, look at this weekly is in just the middle of nowhere.
I was actually looking for potentially. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
So I was looking at maybe coming down to somewhere around that level, somewhere around there, for monthly anyway. Then to push up later on, but have to wait and see. Yeah, long time off.
What you need to do is to save all your money for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's going to be a monster.
Dump all your money into UJ cells.
Yeah. Oh, wrong chart. Can you please share how you could have taken the cells on your Insta story after your workout? Yes. Because now it's bothering me because, you know, this was a clean candle on the 1 hour went down. Actually, let's take a look at it right now.
But Rakeel, look at the daily. Start off with the daily.
How could I have taken the sells?
But look at this big downtrend right here on the daily.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at like from here, from this. Yeah, like from an entry perspective, like from till this area down here, I was looking for buys. Right, I was looking for buys from this area over here. So if I draw a zone here, because I was expecting this area to hold for me to take buys, but I missed the sells because the sells came first. So looking at the 15-minute, there was still no confirmations other than the fact this low breaking with the news. It's still pretty hard looking at the 5-minute. Yeah, I think the 5-minute provides more confidence here when this low got broken on the 5-minute. This candle broke the low, this kind of did like a retest. Could have like a 12 pip stop and then aimed for this bottom support here.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I don't know, 5. I think that would have put me off over there, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't. On 5, I wouldn't have liked all that kind of area to the left. Higher time frame looks like you potentially tried it, but yeah, it's a tough one that.
Well, you know what, Chris?
Sorry, go ahead, Roger.
It's gonna happen again, and then we're gonna catch it.
Damn straight. I think, you know what, if you're on that 15-minute, that one there, that had the wick, that might have been a potential one there. No top wick, aim to fill that wick.
That's true. I was thinking about
but this
that too.
this candle didn't break the low, so I would have been a bit dubious, but
yeah,
not sure. You might have been forcing it, to be honest, at that point. But when it exceeded that candle, when it exceeded that low, maybe, entry there on this candle. Maybe.
Maybe.
You got pushing.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna head off here.
Oh, dude.
Take
Okay,
care.
Raja. Thank
Have
you so
fun.
much, buddy.
Thank you so
See you
much,
later. See you
Kervin.
later.
Thank you, Raja. Take care, buddy.
Thank you guys for showing up every day here. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for your amazing
Enjoy,
job.
be safe.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Good trade.
Shukriya, shukriya.
Shukriya, I love you all.
All right.
All right.
Damn it.